didn't see you come in. And welcome back to another exciting module here in GSC 120, or Concepts in Environmental Science, where we want to be able to take a look at the world around us, the natural world, and ask fundamental questions about a phenomena that helps us better understand what we loosely define as the environment. A phenomena is really any scientific event we can study as environmental scientists. And one phenomena that I think carries on in different parts of this course, in a variety of different modules you'll encounter as part of your learning journey, is that of sustainability. Sustainability is a very popular term in environmental science, and it's all about being able to understand the impacts we as humans have made on the environment, either on the social level or on the environmental level, as we interact as a species on a daily basis with the environment. And we're the only organisms on our planet that have dramatic, measurable impacts. In previous modules encountered in the course, you have learned about sustainability metrics. How do we measure the outcomes of sustainability? We used formulas like IPAT and found that human impacts are correlated to 3 different variables: populations, affluency, but also technology. And these variables are very important for environmental scientists to be able to understand, because they are measurable outcomes that allow us to rank sustainability in different parts of the world, and through time, if we have enough data. And that's one of the reasons why I want to be able to share with you the focus of our module for the week, which deals with, well, as they always say, garbage in, garbage out. Sustainability can be tracked all the way into what we use as individuals. For an example, I have a can of paint right here. I'm currently remodeling portions of my house, and I selected this color of paint. But when I look at this can of paint, there is sustainability in this can of paint. When we measure sustainability, we use also what we call a LCA, a foundational or framework concept, also known as a life cycle assessment. We want to be able to look at the materials and measure their sustainability as they are utilized to make not just the paint inside this can, but the can itself. Now, we need to build upon that concept. What happens when I use all the paint in this can and then eventually dispose of it? Well, it generally goes into a landfill, unless I decide to recycle this can and reuse it. And that is where our concept comes into play this week. Again, garbage in, garbage out. This week, we are going to study garbology as it relates to sustainability. Garbology is a rather interesting concept. This concept was published on in the 1970s, upwards in the 1980s, but didn't really pick up speed until the 1990s. This work was pioneered by William Rathje, and he wanted to answer questions about sustainability, both past and present. And he published this in a wonderful book, From Tikal to Tucson, as he was comparing the indigenous populations that were around in Central America that had the massive city of Tikal. I believe it was the Mayans, but then compared it to modern day cities and their own sustainability. And he was able to take a look and determine that the data that we correlate to sustainability can be found in our garbage. And that's where he came up with the term garbology, the study of garbage as it relates to the environment. And as part of this class, I want to be able to help bridge the gap as you, the citizen scientist, you that are wanting to learn more about the environment, to what environmental scientists actively do as part of their studies. And so I'm going to share with you a method on how we can learn more about our own personal sustainability and reflect upon it just by using our waste. And so what I'm going to do is show you this method on how to work on our assignment for the week, but also some of the wonderful insights that we can gather from it. And all you need is a pile of trash. Now, when we take a look at trash, it comes in two primary types. We have biodegradable trash, meaning it's waste that can be broken down into the environment relatively easy. It's what is factored into the LCA that can be broken down into the environment, such as paper, wood, but then we also have non-biodegradable waste. This will be things like metal, plastic, and what you're going to be doing is conducting a survey. And this is, again, a technique that many environmental scientists, those that want to learn about the sustainability of both past and present, and determine as civilization carries on over long periods of time, does the sustainability change? Are civilizations in the past more sustainable than modern ones? That is going to be our fundamental research question for the week. But let's take a look at some of our garbage. When you're working on your assignment this week, I'd recommend at least 2 bags worth of garbage. So what we're going to do is take the garbage, and dump it out. So right now we have an assemblage of human waste. This assemblage of human waste tells a story that garbologists want to learn more about in terms of our sustainability. What we can do is lay it out as an assemblage, and this actually mimics a landfill or a midden. And I'd recommend also making sure you're wearing gloves, but take the waste and sort it. So right here we have a plate. It is made out of paper, so I would say that is biodegradable. This bag of Jurassic World dino crackers, which is one of my favorite snacks. If you see these in the wild, please send them to my office. But that bag, I am reading it, and there is nothing that says this is made out of recyclable waste. So what we can do is put it in the non-biodegradable pile of waste. So here's some more paper plates, but there's some leftover pork chop onto it. So that can be broken down into the environment. Plastic milk jug. Shampoo bottle. Plastic. My Miami Dolphins coffee cup can be put in there. This is pretty interesting. The little coffee pods that you use in your Keurig, they actually are in 2 parts. The coffee inside of them is biodegradable, and so you can measure that by its weight, but the entire container is made out of plastic. So seeing that that's the majority, I'm just going to be putting it into the non-biodegradable pile. Soda cans. And so what you're going to do is you are going to sort this into groups. And you'll notice that based upon the piles, we have more non-biodegradable objects or waste compared to those of biodegradable. And to me, that is a phenomenon because as technology, affluence, and population grows, so does the use of non-biodegradable objects and waste products. And it makes sense because we are in the age of convenience. A good example, again, is my single-use Keurig coffee pods. But, this is really good because we can take a look at a high non-biodegradable data set and compare it to that of a biodegradable one. But we need to document it even further. And so we can be rather analytical with our data set. We can further document and be able to gauge our sustainability based upon the waste products we are utilizing. We can describe it and ask ourselves questions of what is it to us as humans? What material is it made from? Is it made out of plastic, metal, wood? Is it biodegradable? Meaning, does that waste break down over a long period of time naturally in the environment? And we can answer that with a simple yes or no. The account, how many individual items are part of that assemblage, if it's biodegradable or non-biodegradable. The indication of date and time being disposed of is very important because that allows you to develop a temporal skill. Was it recently disposed of, or was it disposed of a long time ago? And we can look at how damaged it is to be able to make that estimate. Again, it's going to be an approximate estimate. Artifact class. What was its use, its primary use? Was it a tool? Such as, let's say you had a piece of plastic utensils, like those little plastic knives you get when you go to pick up takeout at a restaurant and dispose of that. To me, that's a tool. And then, was it transported? Well, transportation is a great way to think about sustainability because it's where we dispose of our objects. Are we disposing it close to our living areas, or are we disposing it far away in a open landfill? And in this week's assignment, you're just going to ask yourself, is it being transported? Transportation from, say, when you consumed a food item to the trash can in your kitchen, to me, that's considered to be transport. And what you're going to do is you're going to document this. Again, I'd recommend 2 large bags of trash to be able to get a robust data set. And so that's really what we're going to be working on this week. We are going to think about 2 things. We are going to think about how do we critically think and assess data, but also the literacy and awareness of sustainability as we change over periods of time from, let's say, ancient indigenous populations to that of modern times, when we critically assess William Rathje's pioneering work and be able to improve our scientific communication and literacy. As always, if you have any questions about the material this week, please reach out. You can get a hold of me through video chat, you can swing by my office, or send me an email. Now, let's dive in.